Okay, come on, production! Yes, I have a new intro video. I brought it back with the sound. Hopefully my sound is working. Can you imagine I make a big deal about this and then my sound doesn't work? I'm going to check this real quick because I swear to God, if my sound isn't working before I start this video. You see, sometimes this happens and I want to make sure. I swear to God. Okay, it's working. Cool. So yes, we are going to be reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race season 18, episode 7. This was the political challenge. Awesome. Wow. And we're like, share, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. I'm gonna go and get into it. Don't say hate to any of the queens mentioned in these videos because that's not what these are meant for. Let's have a fun kiki. We are going to be talking about RuPaul's Drag Race. Alright, episode starts out, Queen's coming back in the workroom after the elimination of Sierra Mist. What did y'all think about Sierra being eliminated last week? Did you agree? For me, I agree that Mikey beat Sierra in the lip sync for sure. And I was sad to see Sierra go, but I think we have a lot more to see from Mikey as we saw in this episode. So I do agree with this elimination. Again, I was sad to see Sierra go. She definitely will be missed. Not my joke, but Sierra agree with last week's elimination. Yep. We're all in agreement there. Cool. So Mikey is in her feelings because she was voted bottom of the week, which I kind of get where Mikey is coming from. I thought that was kind of some baloney. Because if you ask me, not that you did, but if you did, I would say Mikey was towards the top, personally. And again, it's ultimately Mikey wasn't going home, but still, I get where Mikey's coming from, especially being rated in the bottom by your sisters and them being all like, well, you were fine. I thought that was crazy. Yeah, it was wild. I agree. And again, we'll get into this, and I think that storyline is the reason Mikey won this week. No shade to Mikey. I personally would have given the win to someone different. I personally probably would have given the win to either Jane Don't or Darlene. Personally, in the sandwich hour opinion, the winner of this week for me would have been Jane or Darlene. We'll get into it. I need to stop jumping ahead. Athena. Congratulating Athena, right, for her win. But why is she talking about the messiness of the voting when she was put in the top? Athena, why? You were in the top! What? Why are you making a big deal? You were part of the drama. You were part of the whole alliance shenanigan. I didn't get this. And I love how they showed Kenya's confession where Kenya was like, girl, shut up. You don't need to be doing this. But also that kind of feels like the audacity of Athena to do that is definitely in her character, as we have seen on the show. She is giving me major Alexis Michelle vibes. Athena, while she was in the top last week, confused, she's giving me Jan and Lucy. I see Alexis Michelle for sure, but I get where you're coming from for sure. And again, Jane is a little upset because Jane is like, I feel like I won the lip sync. I should have won the challenge. Has Jane not won a challenge yet? Because I feel like Jane's been in the top every week. Had Jane won a challenge? I feel like Jane has won a challenge, no? Has she? Am I crazy? Had Jane won a challenge? Help me out here. Well, let's think about this. First week was the design challenge, which I don't think Jane won. Second week was RDR. Did she win RDR? No, that was Juicy. Huh. Yeah, Jane did win a challenge. What challenge did Jane win? I am losing my memory now, apparently. It's only episode 7. How am I already forgetting this? This is crazy. Anyways, Jane has consistently been in the top as well. So I get where Jane is coming from. But at the same time, I'm like, Jane, you've been in the top a lot. You don't need to complain. You're fine. You're doing very well. Very well this season. Oh, the girl group. Jane won the girl group challenge. That's what it was. And again, Athena kind of making mess when mess doesn't need to be made. Why did I take this picture? Oh, right. Vita was talking about her rankings and why she placed people where she did. I think she specifically said she placed Mikey in the bottom. Again, we'll get to the actual ratings. I took some screenshots of the ratings and we'll talk about them. But I did think that was funny. And again, here we have Mikey feeling upset and feeling like she was put in the bottom because they were like, oh, well, she'll be Sierra and she'll be fine. But really, if you're... It's confusing. For me, I personally... Hello. For me, personally, I would have put Mikey in the top 2. But I'm not RuPaul. Oh, wait, RuPaul didn't do the... I'm going delirious today, am I? Anyways, this is the episode of Mikey's Great Revenge. And that is what we had this episode. That was the storyline we were being given. Hello. Famager? I like that. That's fun. That's cute. Wait, is that Famager? Wait. I think there's something there. So, this was the episode of Mikey's Great Revenge. And I think that is ultimately why she did win. No shit, but that storyline was producing that for sure. Alright, Rated Queen receipts. We're gonna get into this. I've talked about, or I've heard other people talk about this, how the production behind the Rated Queen and the like the book and the list has changed over the years, and how now it's very well put together, very clean, crisp, and definitely they're going for that Emmy. They're going for that Emmy for sure. All right, so week 1 ratings. Part 1. Juicy was number 1. Mia was number 2. Nene was number 3. Wow, I can't read. I need to make this bigger. Vita was number... Oh, Darlene was 4. Vita was 5. And Sierra was 6. So that's how they decided to rate the girls. Rate the girls! Alright, part 2. Jane was number 1. Athena number 2. Kenya number 3. Discord number 4. And Mikey number 5. I thought this ranking was crazy. No shade to Kenya. Kenya needed to be lower. And so should Discord. I went through this list last week. I would have put Jane number 1, Mikey number 2, number 3 would have been Athena, number 4 would have been Kenya, and number 5 would have been Discord. Yes. For me. I'm also biased towards Kenya. I mean, she's my Carolina sister. I'm from North Carolina. She's from South Carolina. Carolina sisters. Yes. I am a little biased. I will admit. Mikey is seeing the rankings and seeing where the girls rated her and in her feelings about that. And I thought that was crazy, the rankings that they gave her. Because Mikey definitely deserved better. RuPaul comes in, tells them that this week the queens are going to have to compete in a political challenge where they're going to make political ads over different propositions. Wow. And they're going to have to be in partners. And the partners are decided based on pulling a nut from a bag. Sure. I did think this was a interesting way to do it. I don't know if there's any shenanigans happening behind the scenes in terms of partners, but it seemed like it was pretty randomized. The challenge ended up being good and funny. Yeah, I really enjoyed the challenge. It reminded me a lot of the season 8 political challenge, which I thought was hilarious. And honestly, they kind of killed it. I love this episode. No shade. Vita and Darlene are together. Vita and Darlene. Yes. So Vita and Darlene, Kenya and Athena. No, Kenya and Jane are together. Juicy and Mia are together. Nene and Discord are together. And then Athena and Mikey are together. And those are the pairs for the challenge. Yes. Were any of these pairings made you nervous? I was worried immediately for Mia and Juicy. No shade to either of them, but I don't particularly think they were a strong pairing for this challenge. Yeah, Juicy and Mia for sure. I definitely saw the edit right there once they were paired together, especially when it cut to confessionals and they were already saying like, "Oh no, we're nervous." And again, very much the narrative that they were telling this episode. All right, now they have to pick out their different acts. So each pair has to pick out a different proposition where they're going to be arguing from different sides, right? So, right from the jump, there's some drama between Mia and Darlene because Mia said she wants Proposition Double D, and so does Darlene. And then there's a social media proposition, right? So, at one point, Darlene says to Mia, "Do you want to play rock, paper, scissors for it, right?" And Mia's like, "No, I don't want to play rock, paper, scissors for it. I want this proposition. Like, this is the one I want to work on. Like, I have the double D's. This is my challenge. This is what I'm here for, right?" Cut 2. But we'll get to that later. I did think it was interesting that ultimately in the end they made a deal where Mia shook Darlene's hand saying like, in the future, if there's something where I want something and you want it too, you give it to me, essentially. Like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, sort of thing. Which is going to be interesting. I don't know how effective that will be. I mean, granted, I don't know. Let me think about this. I don't necessarily think it will have a big impact because ultimately, I'm a little worried for Mia after seeing this episode. I mean, granted, Mia can slay a lip sync, so she'll probably be fine no matter what. But I am a little worried for Mia. Especially from the narrative we're already getting from the show. Ultimately, they agree, shake hands, hug it out, they're good. I wonder how long it actually took in person for them to make this decision, because obviously we were watching a edited down program that had to fit within an hour and a half, where they are filming for hours on set. So I am curious as to how long it actually took, especially because when you look at the confessionals, a lot of the queens were mentioning how they felt like they needed to move on and start writing their scripts and coming up with their ideas for the actual challenge. So that makes me wonder, how long were they actually arguing over the different propositions for? Juicy Mia for sure. Yes. We already talked about that. My bad. I want to hear from y'all. Am I reading too much into this, or do you think there is more to it? I'm curious. I think we've reached the point in the season where we are going uh, going to weed out the medium to great queens. This is when the race gets getting good. I agree. We're definitely at that point in the competition. I mean, this is episode 7. Like, how long is it? God, the season is gonna be long. We're not. I don't. Last season was 16 episodes, I believe. So I imagine it will probably follow a different, not a different, a similar episode count. So I imagine we're probably gonna get a similar episode count, which would mean we really aren't even halfway. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, Michelle is filming their ads. We'll get into the actual ads. I kind of just want to let this green screen play through because there's not a whole lot to talk about. They definitely were pushing the narrative of Juicy and Mia struggling. Um, Nene struggled a little bit, but then Discord helped her. I don't know. There's not too much to talk about with this whole bit. I thought Jane was hilarious. Jane killed the challenge. Jane killed the challenge. We'll get to it later, but like Jane was my favorite this week. All right. New day in the workroom. People are getting ready for the runway, talking about how the challenge went. Mikey's feeling very good because she's like, this is it. I did well. I don't know. Cut 2. We also get some conversations about Florida. Oh no, this is when Mia is talking about Kennedy Davenport in 2009. She said 2009, 2008. She was competing competing in a pageant in which Kennedy Davenport was helping her out, and she was like, Kennedy Davenport is a legend. And then they started going through Kennedy Davenport's signature choreography. I thought this was a really, really cute moment. I love that they're paying homage to the OG divas, especially Kennedy Davenport. I mean, Kennedy Davenport is the performer queen of the show. So I love that they're paying homage to Kennedy. Also, now we get into the conversation about politics, especially in Florida. Discord is talking about how when she first moved to Florida, she was had a roommate with her had a roommate who was her friend. One day, her roommate flipped and became super conservative, ended up destroying about large percentage of her drag and of her art. And talking about how devastating that was. I really am starting to like Discord a lot. I feel like now that I'm getting to know her on the show, she's a interesting person and I like her story. Especially in Florida, I feel like that was a very important conversation to start because they started talking about politics. Again, this is a political challenge episode, and especially with the way things are today, it is extremely important to continue to have these conversations and to speak about the problems that are happening within our community and to our community. So I did enjoy that a lot that they started having this conversation. Being from the South myself, North Carolina over here, I get it. I mean, granted, it's not as bad as Florida, but being in the South is not necessarily the best place to be queer. And I think these are very important conversations to have. So shout out to the queens for having these conversations. Especially, we get cut to Athena talking about her time in Florida and doing brunches and people getting upset and talking about how bad it is in Florida. And she's like, I don't want to leave. This is where my family is. This is where my community is. This is where I started everything. And I get that. I get that. I also, personally, if it were me, I'd be like, I need to get out. But not just me. I think these conversations are very important to have, and I love that Drag Race is having these conversations. I think this episode should be submitted for the Emmy. Personally. Of the ones I have seen so far, if they pick one episode to submit for an Emmy nomination, I would do this one. I think it has some great conversations, great challenges, great runway. Overall, really, really great episode. Yeah. Cut to the runway. RuPaul, I did not love this look. Personally, on the Sandwich Hour channel, we do fab or drab. Baby, where if it's fab, mama, it's fab. And if it's drab, you know what it is. Alright, up first we have RuPaul. I give this a drab. I'm sorry, I did not like this at all. I thought this was weird. I want to hear from you. What did you think of RuPaul's look? Was this a fab or a drab? Let me know. I want to hear from you. Yes, you. 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 Okay, that was a lot. That point was a lot. RuPaul look was a drab. Something weird about it. I didn't like the Dreamcatcher moment in the middle. I thought that was weird. I wanted to like the look, but just couldn't. Look, I did not like the color combination. Personally, I thought it was gross. Michelle, you look nice. Michelle, you get a fab. Jamal's there. And Leland's there. Sure. Alright, now we are getting to the Queen's Runways, which is what we are really here for, to discuss. Up first, we have Jane Don't. I give this a fab. It might be my ab fab of the week. It might be my absolutely fabulous of the week. I love the references. I love the thought. I love the full moment that she put into this. Lee Bowery ate your heart out. Oh my god. It was so good. So good. This was one of the reasons for me, I would have given the win to Jane Doe. Personally. Oh, I never put my banner up. That's embarrassing. Follow me on my other social media platforms. Plug. At Amateur Hour on all platforms. Including Cash App and Venmo. Sorry, that was cringe. But Jane gets a fab for me. Yeah. I love Jane. I thought this was fierce. Fierce is fierce, and fierce recognizes fierce. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. You can tell I'm not in my usual setup. Come on. Pause. There we go. Up next, we have Kenya Pleaser. I was so proud of Kenya in this look. I really like this look. I'm giving it a fab for sure. I think this is my favorite look on the runway we have gone from Kenya Pleaser. This was a very pleasing look. I really like this. You say Kenya fab. It was solid. That's fair. I really like this for Kenya. I'm giving her a fab for sure. For sure. Yeah, no, I like it a lot. Up next, we have Juicy Love Dion. The judges were gagging over this. And I feel like I'm not getting something. I see the hat / hair / whatever you want to call it. It was the like big bald moment in the middle. I'm confused. When I saw that, I was trying to figure out what it reminded me of, and I figured it out finally after watching the show. Riff Raff, Rocky Horror. I don't know why that reminded me of it. Ah! And once I figured it out, I couldn't unsee it. Anyways, Juicy Fab. The construction was really cool. But didn't love the whole look. Yeah, I didn't understand why the judges were all gagging about it. OMG, Rocky Horror. Listen, I'm a Rocky Horror stan. I have a Rocky Horror tattoo. I don't know if you can see it right now. It might be blocked by the mic. I was in a production of Rocky Horror in my dorm building. It was a residential college for 4 years. Like, Rocky's one of my favorite things of all time. And yeah. That being said, don't love this look. If you want to get to know me a little bit, favorite movies, I'm just going to list off a few. Little Shop of Horrors. I'm obsessed with Little Shop of Horrors. Little Shop of Terrors, bounce your bop. I literally named my car Audrey from after Little Shop, like, obsessed with Little Shop of Horrors. Rocky Horror, for sure. For sure. Honestly, those are two of my favorites. Anyways, we can talk about movies later. Right now, I'm talking about Drag Race. You see, this is why I need to just stick to one topic. But, seriously, I didn't get when the judges were gagging. For me personally. Mia. Drab. I'm sorry, Mia. I have not been crazy about very many of Mia's stars' looks, and this is one of them. For me, it is a drab. Unfortunately, let me know what you think about Mia Star's look down below. Again, for me, unfortunately, it is a drab. I want to hear from you. What do you think about Mia Star? Mia drab. Yep. Uh, ideas was idea was good. Uh, just didn't show. Yeah. I Mia, I have not been crazy about like most 90% of her runways, unfortunately. Which also contributes to me being worried about her in the competition. Y'all, the audacity. It's a see-through runway and she's wearing an X-ray. This is so silly. I'm giving Darlene a drab just for fab, not a drab. A fab just for the audacity of wearing this on the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, I don't care. I thought this was very silly, very well done. Oh, cool. You work in radiology? That's cool. Yeah, I thought this was very cool. Very cool, Darlene. Very cool. Fab for sure. And the audacity. And the back too. Alright. Vita Von T Star. What do we think about Vita's look? For me, this is a drab, unfortunately. But I do really like Vita Von T Star, and I did hope she would have continued further along in the competition. But that being said, for me, it is a drab, unfortunately. Vita, drab, boring, seen it. Yeah. Unfortunately. And I really like Vita a lot. Up next, Athena Dion. I forgot about this. Like, it's not bad. I just forgot about it. Like, I don't really care for it. I really don't care for this. I also don't like the wig. The more I look at it, the less. Alright, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit and get a better look at this. I want to see it. Yeah, no. No. For me, I would give it a drab, unfortunately. But that's fair. Athena, fab. Well done. Love the dual fabric color. That's fair. For me, it's a drab, unfortunately. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. I also don't love the hair. Alright. Mikey Meeks. I thought this was very cool, and the concept was great. I did not understand why the judges were gagging over this so much. Personally, I did not understand why the judges were gagging so much about this look. I want to hear from you. What did you think about Mikey Meeks? Did you like Mikey's look? For me, I did not understand why the judges were all gagging. Why were they so gaggy? Oh, you loved it? Okay. Cool. Cool. Maybe okay. Looking back, maybe I wanted Jane or Darlene to win so bad that I didn't. I don't know. I'll have to give it a few more days and then reevaluate. Discord Adams. I really like this look from Discord. I thought this was fierce. I'm giving Discord a fab. I really like this look. For me, it was definitely very good. Very good. What do you think of Discord, Fab? One of her better weeks. I agree. I really like this. I thought this was cool. I'm starting to care less about the walk because it is what it is. I love this queen. Nini Coco. The detail of putting your name on the wrapper. The detail of putting your name on the wrapper. Every week, almost. There was one week I did not like Nini's look. Yeah, so cool. So cool. And on the shoes, too. Did y'all clock that? The shoes had it, too? Fierce. 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 Loved it. Loved it. I thought that was sickening. Sickening. Very fierce by Nini. Very well done. Honestly, might be one of my favorites of the week. It might be my favorite of the week. I'm going to give my favorite look of the week to Nini Kogo. That was fierce. That was fierce. Had she done better in the challenge, maybe could have won. I thought she was fine in the challenge. Oh, we still have the challenge to talk. Alright, prop C. Add the letter C to the LGBTQIA. For clown. Jane ate this up. Jane destroyed. Jane was my favorite. Jane killed it. Jane devoured the scene. I think Jane did the best in the challenge. For me, Jane did the best in the challenge. I thought she was very funny, very smart, very witty. So good. So good by Jane. I also love a clown moment. So for me, Jane was the best. Jane was the best. I thought Kenya did well, but that being said, I think Jane definitely owned it. No. Jane did much better. No shade to Kenya. I thought Kenya did well, and she held her own. I think she could have had more levels to it and gone a little bit farther into the like classic drag persona. But still, I liked it a lot. Kenya did better than expected. Partnered with Jane is a hard thing to win. She did her best. Yeah, I think Kenya did well. I think having more experience and seeing yourself on television changes things up a lot. And I think if Kenya were to come back and compete, she would see where she could go farther. And I think she would do better. Yeah. But I do really love Kenya Pleaser. Alright, prop double D. Let's get into it. This was definitely my least favorite of the night. Juicy fell very flat, no pun intended. Oh my god, I made myself laugh too much. Oh my god. She fell flat because she's not. Either I'm very tired or that was really funny. Mia definitely, I think, did better than Juicy. That being said, I did not particularly like Mia either. I think Mia could have gone farther with it. Yeah, Mia could have gone farther. That being said, it wasn't terrible. Yeah. Prop for real. Ban all social media / look queens. Mia did better, but it was, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts exactly. All right, this was Discord and Nini, I think. No, it was wow. It was Darlene and Vita. Darlene definitely destroyed the scene for me. Darlene was definitely the highlight of this scene. I think Darlene devoured it again. Darlene and Jane were my favorites of the night in terms of the challenge. Very, very great week for Darlene. Like, Darlene showed what she can do, and I thought she did very, very, very well. Very well done, Darlene. Very well done. For sure. And then Vita, I think Vita was taking this very seriously, which again is not the assignment necessarily, because it was like make a parody of a political ad while also still making a political statement. And I think Vita took it very seriously. Yeah, unfortunately. I love Vita. It didn't go anywhere. It did not go anywhere, and I think the edit also was not helping her at all. Unfortunately. So Darlene definitely destroyed and Vita fell flat. Yep. Prop 6969. Oppose foreign trade. Alright. I forgot about Athena. Athena was safe. Very safe. I forgot about Athena's performance. Mikey did well. I thought Mikey was good. Definitely towards the top for sure. Do I think Mikey did a winning performance in the challenge? Not necessarily. I think Jane did better, and I also think Darlene did better. But definitely a top placement. Made you laugh for sure. Yeah, I thought she had funny moments. I think Darlene and Jane took it farther. So I would have given the challenge to win to either of them. I thought the no moment was funny. The no and then in Spanish, no, that was funny. But overall, Mikey was definitely the highlight of this group for sure. For sure. And again, maybe I'll watch this again and later and be like, oh, Mikey destroyed. But my opinion, immediate opinion right now is definitely that Jane and Darlene did better. For me. Prop Kiki. Ban Kai between drag queens. Alright, so this was between Nini and Discord. It was fine. I was not like boohoo like bahaha. I was not busting out laughing. I thought it was fine. It was kind of safe. I was watching some of Untucked while I was editing together the screenshots for this, and they were talking about how they felt like no one was taking them seriously and no one really thought that they were towards the top. I don't think they did that great. Like, it was funny, but I don't. But Discord did better than expected, but I don't think she like won the challenge by any means, and I also don't think her runway deserved like, oh my god, she deserved the win. I get where she's coming from, but it also, for me, I feel like she placed where she should have placed. Same with Nini. I mean, I'm obsessed with Nini's runway look, but in the challenge, she was fine. Not great. Fine. All right. Y'all, we are at placements now. I'm going to start wrapping this up. I've been talking for 40 minutes. That's crazy. 40 minutes? 40 minutes? Ah! All right. Placement wise, RuPaul ultimately decides that Mikey Meeks is the winner of the challenge. Do y'all agree? I want to hear from you. Let me know. For me personally, I would have given the win to Jane Don't. I think Jane did the best, but I am Jane or Darlene. Probably Jane. I also love a clown moment, so maybe that's why. But for me, I would have given the win to either Jane or Darlene. I thought Jane was gorgeous. I thought Jane was gonna win or Darlene. Yeah. I think Mikey did well, but I don't think Mikey deserved the win personally. And again, like I said at the beginning of this review, I think this was a storyline episode where they decided, hey, Mikey was in the bottom last week. Let's give her a win and then kind of flip the script of the show. And I think that is a smart idea. I think that was cool story-wise, like great production move. That being said, I also can say at the same time, I think Jane or Darlene should have won over Mikey. Mikey's look wasn't, yeah, I didn't get it. Super strong players this week. People did well. Yeah. A lot of people did well, but I personally would have given the win to probably Jane or Darlene. Probably Jane over Darlene. And honestly, you could ask, on the day, and it depends. I think either one of them did better, but it is what it is. Mikey won. Congratulations to Mikey. Bottom two are going to be Vita Vonti Star and Juicy Love Dion. This felt a little bit unfair. Vita is not a flip stunt queen, and they're lip syncing to Houdini by Dula Peep. I love Vita. I love Vita. For me, Juicy kind of ate her up. For me, Juicy ate her up. Yeah, Vita had no chance, unfortunately. And I love Vita. But, again, for me, Juicy kind of ate her up. Hey, there's 7 people here. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Join the Sandwich Hour community. If you want to see my reviews every Friday, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so you can see my reviews every Friday. Let's go. Vita is just... Was it just me, or was Rue just giving a little bit, Like, ultimately, I don't think Vita really stood a chance, especially storyline wise. I think Juicy had more to story for the show. I think they were kind of a little bit done with Vita's storyline, and I feel like they kind of put Vita in a box, and they were hoping she would fit a role, and she didn't necessarily fit the role that they wanted her to fit. Yeah. I like Vita a lot. I really, really do. I think Vita would be a great All-Stars competitor. Potential miscongeniality for sure, but definitely did not win this lip sync. Yeah. All right. Juicy won the lip sync. Shocker. Shocker. And unfortunately, Vita Von Teeth's star is going to have to sashay away. Again, like I said, I was really sad to see Vita go. I think Vita could be congeniality. I think Vita. Wonder who. I have a guess, and that is me saying I don't think this queen is gonna win this season, and I love her. Love her. That being said, Kenya Pleaser is probably gonna win congeniality. All right. And Vita is gone, unfortunately. Yep. That brings me to the end of this review. Y'all, I've been talking for 45 minutes. 40-something minutes. 45? I'm tired. I'll be back here next Friday with my next review. And maybe a random live stream here and there. We'll see. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Become part of the Sandwich Hour community. Oh yeah, next week is Snatch Game. Assuming, yeah, I think Jane will do well. I think Jane will do well. Also, Snatch Game of Love Island. Sure. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll talk about Snatch Game next week. Bye, y'all.